Welcome back to the Dirtlife Podcast. Today I have a very special guest, Downforce Piling and Supply. So this is the Dirtlife Podcast. As you well know, all things dirt I like to talk about, and you're in the dirt world, so this is why I want to bring you on a guest. I know some things about piling, but I don't know as much as I would like to know about piling. So maybe to start with, explain who you are, everything you do as a company. We'll just kind of start with there.
Yeah, we kind of find our niche in the smaller piles. We don't get into much of the big commercial, industrial. We don't do any driven piles. We're big on helical, kind of like the 3.5 up to 5.5. We have the ability to do some of the bigger 7-inch, 8 inches stuff as well. But yeah, helical piles is our big one. There's a million different kinds of piling in the world, sheet piling and all the different concrete piles, and I don't need to know them all. I don't even begin to try to know all the types of piling. But
so maybe for the viewers, explain a couple different types and explain the type that you do so they understand what you're doing exactly.
Yeah, so driven piles are usually like an I-beam or an H-pile. They're just pounded, and they're used for bridge construction, all sorts of stuff. Sheet piling is typically used for retaining walls, cofferdams, hold back water, that kind of thing. Helical piles, which is what we're doing, is mainly used in poor soil conditions. It was initially started being used in poor soil conditions, sandy, swampy. You can support a lot of weight in poor soil where there's no bedrock for a long ways. We can increase the size of the helix at any size we want based on engineering.
So that's like a screw pile, right? Is the other name for it?
Another name for it is screw pile. More common name, people know of it as a screw pile. Yeah.
So you drill down, essentially it holds the ground around it and acts like a still kind of to hold something up.
Yeah, so there's some wall friction on the pile as well, but mainly it's the helix. I guess people don't really know what a helix is. It's like a flight. Some people call it a flight on the bottom. Yeah, that's supporting most of the weight.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And this is good, like to drill in the winter, like all year round?
Yeah, we do all year round. We just have to pre-drill frost. If it's hard frost, we pre-drill. We'll drill a small pilot hole, and then we can bust through the frost. Otherwise, it'll damage the pile too much just to force it through.
What type of work are you doing? Like you're not doing big commercials, so who needs these type of piles? Like, is it foundations? Is it like freaking concrete floors? Like,
yeah, all the different applications for what we're doing. We're typically for a lot of them are deck piles, deck support, grade beams, and slab support. A lot of concrete. They're replacing footings and like digging down, excavating down to pour footings now. We'll just do screw piles on grade, and just pour a small grade beam on top of the screw piles now. It avoids the excavating.
So I'm just trying to dumb this down for some people. So you essentially put a big drill in the ground and you leave it in the ground.
They stay in the ground. Yeah, we drill them down. Our minimum's 10 feet, and then everything's based on engineering, obviously, in soil conditions. We can go down as deep as we want. We can keep welding sections on and keep going until we hit the desired torque rating that our engineers asked for, and it'll support the weight.
So there's like a science behind it where you're working with engineers, and it's like all scientific and
everything's engineered, and we're told we need this size pile, and it needs to go in until we hit this many foot-pounds.
So like even on a small scale?
Even on the small ones, we engineer everything all the way down to just small deck piles. It's required now for all permitting. On any house build, City of Calgary, anybody requires engineering and install reports for engineered screw piles.
So now you work with like a lot of home builders?
Yeah, we work with a lot of the home builders in the city. Always trying to build relationships with more contractors, concrete companies now. Like I said, slab support and grade beams. Trying to get into some more modular and RTMs, pre-manufactured home type builders. That's big now too. They're putting them on screw piles instead of the old wood cribbing that they used to do for mobile homes.
Gotcha. Yeah, it makes sense to me. Like, I mean, you want something stable. We live in Alberta where ground shifts and different materials and swamp and like
frost heave runs up and down and
stuff. So
yeah. They're nice too. If we ever move a building, we can come in and we can pull them back up too, and we can move them with the building and put them back in a new location. We just recertify them, and
Damn, that's cool.
so they're reusable as well.
So you're trying to grow as a business. Are you trying to get into any other thing besides screw piling? Like, do you offer any other service?
We offer foundation lifting using helical piles and another type of push pier system that we have. So we do foundation repairs on buildings that are sinking, cracking, like if you ever have any differential settlement. Nowadays with the rate that home builders are fucking putting houses in the ground, they're going faster than they can keep up with, and
Still not fast enough.
it's still not fast enough, and so they inevitably run into some houses that are, the footing was put in on frost or whatever, something along those lines, and they need to be supported.
So in construction these days, we all face labor shortage across North America. I mean, you employ equipment operators, so are you having a hard time trying to find people?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we struggle a lot. We just struggle to find the right people. We find, I mean, we can always pick somebody up off Indeed or whatever it may be, but trying to find guys with drive and old school mentality, get up and work hard and take abuse and physical abuse on site and not give up.
Yeah, so I guess the trick would be to like maybe inform them of kind of what they signed up for before they sign up for it.
This is it, right? Yeah.
It's actually hard labor, like, so I assume like farm boys would be...
Yeah, we're trying to typically look for country farm boys, that kind of thing. And I mean, we always bring guys on and tell them, let's do like a 5-day work week test period before we like really go any deeper. Let's just come to site for 5 days, because usually in that first 5 days we know and they know, and it's a pretty easy decision for everybody.
What makes a good operator, in your opinion, for what you do?
For what we do, somebody who doesn't crash into shit. Yeah, no, really though. We're going between lots of like new build houses. Our machine, we have little machines that are 6 feet wide, and you have like 6'2". Sometimes to get through, like you got to be not damaging stuff. Yeah, just fast. We like it smooth and fast, right? I mean, that's what everybody wants, but.
What else is going on? So it's you and your brother own the business?
Yes, my brother and my partner, yeah. We took over a carpentry construction company from my dad, I don't know, 5-6 years back, and we jumped around all over the place trying to figure out where we wanted to be and what exactly we wanted to do. We stayed at carpentry for a long time, built lots of custom decks, and ended up using a lot of screw piles for our other projects, and then ended up purchasing a screw piling business and did both for a while, and finally made the switch.
You just bought an existing business?
We did. We bought a gentleman that was bought him out. He was retiring and sold us his business and hit the road, and we never heard from him again. And we juggled our carpentry and our screw piling for a while and just decided to make the switch.
Just do one thing?
Yeah, I pick one thing and get really good at it, and then quit juggling, having one foot in each side of the line. So
another topic that I sometimes get into is not really, well, it's kind of construction related, but like, so you're thinking of doing a little bit more on social media.
we are.
What do you want to do on social media?
That's a good question. We're not big social media guys, so we struggle with this topic, right? Like we know we need to be on board with social media in this day and age, but I don't even have any social media. Like I have a Facebook page, but I don't use it. So that's a tough question. We want to be seen, though. We want to be different. I mean, I think that's what everybody wants, but yeah, we want to post cool shit. And
yeah, I think we're gonna help with that. I think we're gonna start making some cool stuff. I'm not gonna spill the beans yet, but I mean, you guys will see eventually. You'll know when you know. For that, yeah, we need to get that rock and roll in here. We'll arrange something.
absolutely.
Start on that there, but in this industry, what is evolving that you see? Like, is it technology? Is it how you deal with people? Is it how you deal with another business? Like, are things changing for your business?
Yeah, screw piling is becoming a lot more well known. I think screw piling's been around for a long time, and from Red Deer North in Alberta, it's huge. But from Red Deer South, it's never been, because we have harder ground down here, right? So guys have never needed to. They just pour a concrete pile or whatever. But we're seeing a big change now in that mentality. Like, just everyone's starting to realize how much easier it is. Even though we have good ground, it's faster, it's more efficient. They're reusable. They're engineered. They don't have the issues of them being concrete piles being knocked over during backfill, equipment hitting them, busting them off.
We can't knock over a screw pile.
Well, yeah, no, and we put it in after backfill, so it's never an issue. It's always virgin soot ground and
perfect. Yeah.
So, yeah, we're seeing a change in Southern Alberta, so we're trying to get ahead of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to me, like, I can think of a bunch of different uses. I mean, that you probably should have.
The applications are endless, really. Yeah, it's great. And we can customize a cap for anything. If concrete pile is a concrete pile, flat top. We can weld anything you can imagine to put on top of a pile. Any kind of custom knife plates for timber work, saddles, flat plates, gussets. We can offset a big plate with a gusset so that you can support something beside the pile and not actually right on top of it. Oh, there's a ton of different applications for renovations and odd circumstances. And
I meant to ask, you run all Bobcat?
we run all Bobcat stuff right now.
I love Bobcat. Well, why do you run all Bobcat? Let's talk about that a little bit.
We just like how they operate. They're just smooth. We had a couple other brands before, and just didn't like them. Just jerky and just, I don't know, not our thing. I mean, we just want to stay with one thing across the board too. We like kind of brand recognition. We could bounce around to Cat and a bunch of different stuff, and I'm sure they'd be okay too. We hear good things about Kubota and stuff too, but yeah, we like all our stuff to look right.
I love Bobcat. It holds a special place in my heart because, like, when I first got in construction, I began on a tree farm. I've said this story 1,000 times, but I'll tell you quickly. I hopped in a Bobcat 873 back in the day. It's like S250 equivalent, I think.
Okay.
And tired. And I just fell in love. Like, I could pick up to 2,000 pounds. Like, I felt superhuman. And I just fell in love with that. It's like it created a passion for machines within me. One day I was on this job site planting trees. I know it seems fucking lame. It was. I seen this bulldozer. It was a John Deere 850C. It's an old one now, but like, I was like, motherfucker, I want to run that. Made it my mission. Yeah, I ran some of the biggest machines in the world over the past 20 years. I mean, especially the last 10 years. So yeah, I fell in love, and kind of machines got bigger and bigger, and all different types of machines. So like I said, it's been my passion. So
I've seen a video you running like a D11, and
yeah, I run lots. I just haven't filmed it all.
That's the biggest one they make?
That is the biggest one they make, yeah. By Caterpillar, anyway.
By Cat, anything?
Yeah. There's a larger one with Komatsu. It's a hair bigger than the D11. Weight-wise, it weighs 10 tons more.
Oh, yeah.
Is it better? No. Komatsu used to make an even bigger one, a super dozer, but they retired that one in, I think, 1994 and 96. It was like, that one's fucking too big. But they don't make those no more. It costs too much to move, fix, everything, all of the above.
Even those 11s, like, I can't imagine how much diesel they're drinking into.
Roughly, what their tank, I think, holds, don't quote me, 1,500 liters, maybe 18.
Does that last all day?
No. Slot dosing, pushing heavy, I don't know, 8 to 10.
Yeah, I'm not going to name any names, but I had that big strip mine down south in the pass. I heard they got like 10 or 15 11s in there all the time.
I love them. They're my favorite. Just back when I worked construction, I could go, my one site that I was doing the southwest ring road. I had 40 11s on my site. It's just like in heaven. I'm a dozer guy. I fucking have one tattooed on my hand. Yeah, I'm a dozer guy for sure. I love all machines, but Yeah, that site was crazy. It had 43 machines on there, 2 fleets of scrapers.
That was the East Ring Road, you said?
Southwest.
Oh,
Southwest one.
oh, the most yeah.
Yeah, most recent. So I began the very first site on the ring road. It was site 10 that was off of, I don't know, Southland or somewhere. Forget where it popped out exactly. It's like 2016, 2017, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I did a couple sites there. I got kicked off because a foreman. Oh, I'll tell the story. It's fucking bullshit, by the way. I love calling motherfuckers out. I got kicked off the ring road because my dozer operator, because I was the foreman, he drove over a gas light. Like I pointed, we went for a walk. He was like in a swamp area. Went for a walk. I showed him. It was all located. I did my job as a foreman. Blah blah blah. His job was to pad over the gas line like a meter thick, so there was enough coverage. Yeah, no, he didn't do anything. He made one push and drove like right over it, and then it was basically on the gas line, like sunk down onto it. So, I mean, on that ring road, it was a joint venture between Hewitt and Graham Construction. So they had like a one strike thing. So like if you messed up doing anything, you're off ring road.
Oh, one strike rule.
Yeah. I mean, that's not my fault, but I mean, it comes onto my ass because I'm the foreman, I'm in charge.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I did my part, but I can't control fucking stupid dozer operator.
Yeah, that's fucking shitty. So where did you end up after that?
So then I still work for Helical. I just went back to the urban Kidco, so going back to building subdivisions instead of ring road, because at that time they built a different division just to handle the ring road.
Okay.
And then all the urban stuff, building all subdivisions around the city, like from Brookfield and all these other ones, right? So I just went back to that.
Oh.
And then stayed on there until I retired from construction in 2018.
Fully retired, 2018.
Retired from construction.
Well, you're still in construction.
No, like
Kinda.
being dirty. Operating and being a foreman.
Still in the industry, just not running equipment anymore.
Yeah, so like I feel like I have more purpose now because I'm actually promoting construction and like trying to make it better. Where like a foreman's a good thing, so is an operator, but I'm reaching more people doing what I'm doing now, so I feel like I'm having a better impact, so it gives me more purpose. I do miss operating, I do miss being a foreman, but like it helps that I have like a larger purpose to what I'm doing now. It was very, very hard for me because I grew up super strict. My dad drove work ethic into me, so like if I wasn't at work, I felt like something was wrong. I physically felt something wrong. I'm not at work, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So like when I'm not on a job site and I'm like in an office or like at a computer, this isn't fucking work. Like what am I doing? So for actually a couple of years, it was very, very hard. I felt like I wasn't doing anything. I was, but something was missing, and like I felt like shit because I wasn't actually working. You know what I mean?
No, exactly how you feel. Yeah, I feel like I'm in the same boat right now. I was on the tools.
Yeah, because you're the boss.
I was on the tools all the way up until the last year. I've decided to be full business development, owner's work. And I've had the same battle with myself sitting in the office wondering if I'm actually doing anything.
It's one that most people, you wouldn't think of.
Yeah.
When it has to be right, you can trust Leica Technology to help you get the job done and grow your business with their cutting-edge technology. Training employees is challenging and expensive, but Leica's simple to learn, simple to use products allow you to get your workforce up to speed much faster. Trust me when I say Leica Machine Control will help you move more dirt more efficiently. For more information on Leica Geosystems solutions, please visit leica-geosystems.com.
What is your biggest challenge as a business owner?
My biggest challenge as a business owner, feeling like I've accomplished something, I guess. Owner's work is tough. Our coach, Jared, explained it to us. Owner's work's the hardest work. Nobody there to pat you on the back or tell you you've done anything, and none of it's immediate gratification. It's all long term, and I find that the hardest for me.
Almost everything I do, I'm in it for the long run. Like I don't know why, but it's just like I've never been a person to like need shit right now.
But like when you used to work on site, like I'd build something and I'd finish it.
Right.
And I'd stand there and be like, sure, I finished it.
Yes.
Right. And then you'd move on to the next thing. Whereas now, it seems like nothing's ever finished. I have a list of stuff I want to get done, and as I'm chipping it away, I'm always constant. There's never any, I don't have that feeling of a material thing that you've done.
Yeah, because you're not actually creating anything.
No, you're not. We're not physically building anything anymore as owners work.
Developing relationships and...
Yeah, all that kind of stuff, right? Just a change of mindset. But.
Do you find it hard dealing with employees?
Yeah, I think it'll always be hard. I think that'll be hard for any business owner for all time. It's hardest part of owning a business for us. Keeping employees happy. And
what's your proudest moment of being a business owner? Like a accomplishment, or like what's something pretty cool? I mean, from the outside looking in, what you told me, you took a woodworking business essentially and turned it into a fucking screw piling business.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty badass.
I would say like our purchasing of the screw piling business and doing the full switch over, we're pretty proud of that. And now we got a lot of drive to build this screw pile business. We were kind of floundering before with our carpentry business. You know, you're in an ocean in Calgary of, I don't know how many, 50,000 different carpentry contractors, right? So, yeah, we struggled to find our little market, but now we've got some drive and some.
So do you have a bunch of competitors locally, or?
We have a few competitors locally, yeah, a few franchises and a couple other small guys that are just trying to start up. It's a harder thing to start into screw piling. You don't just wake up one morning and put some tools in your truck like a framer would, right, and just start framing. You kind of have to be set up with all the equipment and partnerships with engineers and kind of have a. So yeah, we have a few competitors, but not more than.
They suck or what?
Yeah,
it's too funny. Do you have any long-term employees?
We have one unicorn that came with the purchase of the business. Farm boy, born and bred out by Longview. Yeah, like I said, he's a unicorn. He's the worst guy to have for a first guy, because you can never hire anyone after that comes any fucking where close, right? And everybody we hire, we compare to him. We're like, why the fuck could they not like him?
He's just a machine.
Yeah, he's skinny little, like, he's, I don't know, 160 pounds soaking wet farm boy, but he'd just carry 115 pound piles all day long and never say a thing. He'll just work till his body's broke and like he can't carry a pile anymore, but he would never say anything about it. And he'll work.
Probably should say something. Bro.
He should, but he's just got that mentality, right? And he'll work a week, a 60-hour week, and then we can give him a week off. He didn't really care if he works or doesn't work. He's a total unicorn.
So your goal is to expand your company around Calgary?
Calgary and area, we're happy to travel. We've never been afraid of moving around. It's like we did a couple jobs across in BC, and we'll go anywhere southern Alberta. I mean, we go north of Red Deer. It depends on the job, obviously. We're not going to drive 3-4 hours to put in 2 deck piles, but if it's some big projects or some big pre-manufactured buildings, shops, pole barns, steel frame buildings, if it's 60, 80 piles, we're happy to drive just about anywhere.
Mm-hmm. As a company, what do you stand for? Like, I ask because some people don't really stand for anything. There's the business trying to make money, but like, I don't really have much respect for those type of companies because they're just whack. Like, what do you stand for? For example, with me, with my business, is like, I stand for, like, I'm trying to help people. Like, yes, at the same time, I have to make money as a business. I have employees to pay and all this stuff, right? But, like, the goal is to actually provide shit that is helping people, making a difference in construction. I also like to help the small guy. The smaller contractor is the one typically that needs the most help. So, like, yeah, I could go work for these big corporations, and I do for some, but, like, I would rather help the smaller company. The big guys don't need help, let's face it. Like, they have all the money in the world. I like to treat my employees good, and, like, if I win, everyone wins, and, like, just all these different things I try to pass down through the company to how we run it, right? So, like, what do you guys stand for with your company? Like,
Yeah, like we got some core values, and I think kind of instilled in us through our dad and stuff too, and just the time we were raised, we always do what we say we're gonna do. We always say that, like, integrity. Like, if we say we're gonna be on site, we'll be there, you know, every time. And usually we'll be early. We're almost always early. If we're not early, we're probably dead. I'll probably die early. I'm always 30 minutes early for, you know. Yeah, we want to provide a better solution for piling in Southern Alberta. Like, the concrete piles when we built decks were awful. They were always the biggest struggle. So we do really want to provide a better foundation solution in Southern Alberta.
what's your 5-year goal? Got a goal for your business in the next 5 years?
We do, yeah. We want to have our own. Right now, we just operate out of our acreages, mine and my brothers. We got big yard space. We got big acreages. No point paying rental costs and stuff. We want to have our own full welding shop. We plan to supply piles for Southern Alberta. That's on our short term, and we want to serve a lot more people. We want to have about 4 times the equipment we have now here in the next 5 years.
So you say supply, so you're gonna fab them up?
Yeah, well, no, we have an agreement signed with our supplier now to supply for them.
Gotcha.
So just wholesale agreement as per now.
Yeah.
And maybe it eventually will evolve into actually manufacturing our own piles, but
Where are they made? Like the guys that you deal with?
they're out of Edmonton area. Yeah, which is where most of the piling suppliers in Alberta are. So anybody in Southern Alberta right now who's buying piles they're pretty much all going to Edmonton to get their piles.
So if there was a supplier down here, you would probably see you on shipping before you get.
Anybody down in this area would have to spend a whole day driving up or paying the $1,000 to get their piles shipped down. So we want to grab a piece of that if we can too.
I might have to start a piling fab business. Joke there. You like save your money? No, I just like that. Yeah, no, that's a good plan. You know, I think there's a bunch of different things we can do on social media that can help you solve like issues, trying to find people, and like even just getting your name out there. Like
That's it. Just getting our name out there.
there's really value in being able to reach people, and like a lot of people, and like this is how you do now. It's done on social media. Like I keep saying this on every podcast, but I use myself as an example. It's like I've traveled the world doing this shit, and I've been able to start a business, and I've worked with some of the biggest brands in the world, and like I got all of this through social media. If I made it work for me, it can work for anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just need to know how to use it correctly, optimize it, and like, I mean, it's as simple as putting yourself out there. I began with a BlackBerry and a bulldozer, filming myself on YouTube. That's how I began. Throwing myself on the internet, and I had people watching and following and learning how to be an operator for me, inspiring people. And it's like, helped me grow as a person, and then just like I became into a fucking influencer in construction. It's like, how the hell did all this happen? But it's like the power of social media. And like, shit, I went to Europe 3 times last year.
You're in the right market for it with all these blue collar guys because we're all in the same boat.
We're to help, and I actually want to help.
Yeah, we don't know the first thing about any of it. So
Right. So I'm a little bit different where I'm like super techie.
yeah,
Was helping my podcast guy do everything because like I do it too, right? So I'm construction and I'm techie, so I'm kind of best of both worlds. So like this is where I can.
you're in the perfect field for it. I think like there's some of those businesses out there, they don't need help with their marketing. They're already kind of in that field. But yeah, all these construction companies are trying to figure out how to navigate that for sure, especially the small guys.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting started up.
I have one last question. Tell me about this badass truck you're building.
Yeah, we didn't buy. My grandpa had an old 66 Chevy cab over sitting out at his farm for, well, I don't know how many years. It's been there as long as I can remember. And just recently we were like, hey, well, let's get off our ass and do something with it. So we bought it from him, a couple $100. He's like, yeah, take it away, load it on a trailer, took it to my house. So we're just in the process. We're going to diesel swap it and put a big deck on it and hopefully roll some coal and haul piles around the city. And
I assume you're gonna put it in a Cummins or what?
yeah, I'm putting a Cummins or Duramax. I don't know, we're quite sure yet, or one or the other, but
We both have Dodge, don't you?
we both have Dodges, yeah, but we got a good deal on Zerofax motors, so let's see what that
You need to hold, was it 12 valve or whatever? The old,
Cummins 12 valve.
yeah, fuck, I love the sound though.
We found like a donor, like an old, is it a GMC Kodiak or a Chevy Kodiak? I don't know what they are. GM. Oh, so we bought that and we were just going to body swap with the old cab over body. So working on that right now, but some money invested in that by the time it's done.
Cool. Okay, I'm wait. See it. Anyway, thanks very much for coming. We're gonna be seeing a lot more of these guys, so you might as well follow them right now. I'll have the link down where you can go to their website and learn more about them, or Instagram and LinkedIn, all that stuff. So yeah, that's a wrap.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.